You have financial need, or now understand based on the student aid index that you will be eligible for need-based financial aid. How do you get it? After you fill out the FAFSA, the free application for federal student aid, you're going to receive a student aid index number. This number is the amount of money the government says you can afford to pay to educate one student per year. Student aid index is based on assets and incomes of mom and dad and the student. But that SAI has to be input to a calculation. The calculation to determine how much aid you'll be eligible for is this. It's cost of attendance, or the sticker price of every school, minus student aid index, the amount of money the government says you can afford to pay, and that equals need. Need is the amount of money that you can get help with to educate your student. Hear me now, just because you have need doesn't mean you'll get it filled. The SAI number, student aid index number, is just a baseline for what you're expected to pay. You could pay significantly more, or if you have an academic scholar and you're going to the right type of school, you actually could pay less. But understanding how much need you have is the first step to getting financial aid. So when you have need can be met in 3 different ways and by 3 different entities. The first way need can be met is through the federal government with something called a Pell Grant. They also offer student loans, so student and parent loans. Remember, need can be filled not only with free money, but also with loans, and we'll get to that in a second. But again, the 3 people who can help you meet need: the federal government with Pell Grants, state government with grants, and then the school that your student ultimately attends. Now, the reality is the school that your student ultimately attends, they really will represent the largest amount of need that you'll have filled. Now, how do you get need filled? There's 3 different ways to fill need. The first is free money, gifts, scholarships, grants. We love that kind because you don't have to pay it back. The second type is loans. The school could be offering you loans. That could come in student loans. It could come in parent loans. Those are called plus loans and all backed by the government. Or they can do nothing. Just because you have need doesn't mean the school has to fill that need, which is why students study hard and get good grades, because they matter. And now more than ever, that standardized testing like an SAT or an ACT, I highly encourage you to take those and excel, because those numbers matter. So when you're looking at how to get your need filled, all schools are not equal. There are 4,000 four-year universities in this country, and the majority of financial aid will go to the top 20% of those students attending that school. So I say, look far and wide at schools, like I said, 4,000 that have more opportunities, because some are more generous than others. Based on the school's website, you should be able to see how generous they've been in the past. Some schools will only meet 80% of your need, and some schools will meet 40% of your need, and they'll do that all with loans. So having an understanding of how generous the schools have been in the past will better make you, or will help you make better financial decisions on the school that your student ultimately goes to. Friends, I've been doing this for almost 18 years, and I have a very clear understanding of the college financial planning roadmap. This is something you should not tackle on your own, just like you would go to a dentist to have your tooth repaired or a lawyer if you're being sued. Going to a financial aid, a college financial planning expert like myself, will absolutely help you save money in this very exciting but complex and convoluted time called college. Thank you.